So I saw you. Well, the first interview we did was 2 years ago.
It was.
Almost exactly.
Was it almost? Oh
It's
my
July of 2021.
God. Yeah. To my everlasting shame.
Why?
Just, I mean, I was sweating like a pig in that hot gymnasium.
There's a cut. If you go back and watch that interview, there's a cut because you were basically like, "Can we stop? I got a towel."
Yeah, I
off
got a
my
towel
head."
off.
It was very sweaty.
And
we were in Pennsylvania.
We were in Hamburg.
Yes, Hamburg,
Pennsylvania, in a, I mean, what only could be described as a rent for hire barn.
I think it was.
Yeah, and with no AC.
Legends of Hamburg with no AC, and it was a hot day, and I did not think, like, because I thought, of course, when I agreed to do the interview with you, I was like, yeah, I'll do it, of course, but I thought it was going to be not in a meat locker, not in a sweatshop, you know. I'm glad we did. I'm glad we started this relationship off. What I'm experiencing now, you are part of that driving force, because I don't know if you remember that day, but you know, that day it started putting something in my head. I remember it well because I was like, well, when this comes out, I'll tag you on Instagram. You're like, bro, I'm not on Instagram. And I'm like, what do you mean you're not on Instagram? You're like, I'm not on Instagram, man. And then, like my Maven.
Please do it again.
I'm not on Instagram. I don't know, man. I just do what I do, you know. That's not very good at all. It's like a 4 out of 10. It's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
And I put up a story on my Instagram. And I was next to you, and I'm like, Maven is debating about joining Instagram. Yeah. Should he do it? Yes or no? And everyone was like, yes, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And then you were like, well, I got to be honest with you. I actually have the name @Maven Huffman. Yeah. And I'm like, well, dude, you got to do something with it. Then I saw you a few months later at some other event, and you're like, I did it, man. Yeah. I joined.
I did it. I joined. And when I did join, you were one of the first ones to give me, just support. You sent out videos and everything, encouraging all your followers to jump on board.
And there's still a lot of people that are watching this going, I didn't know Maven was on Instagram, so now you're going to get even more followers.
Fantastic.
But the bigger thing is you are a full-fledged YouTuber now.
I don't know about full-fledged.
It is your growth on YouTube has been insane. And congratulations.
Thank you.
You're not even 2 months into this, and you're about to get the silver play button, which is 100,000 subscribers. Yeah. You know there's a prize, right?
I know there's
the silver play button.
Yeah, I know there's a plaque that comes with it.
It took me 7.5 years to get 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And you're going to do it in 2 months.
No one's more shocked than I am. Literally, you met the guy who runs it with me,
Zach.
When he came to me with the idea, I try to talk him out of it. I was like, listen, there's bigger names out there. And he explained to me, and he was right about one thing. He said wrestlers use YouTube wrong, and it's an underutilized platform. And it's basically, here's the simple process that we do. Most wrestlers make wrestling videos and put them to YouTube and then wonder why they don't do well. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if you're Steve Austin, your podcast is going to do great numbers. But for the most part, there's so many podcasts and stuff out there. He told me, we're going to make YouTube videos that deal with wrestling. Mm-hmm. And at that moment, that was our first Zoom, the light went off.
Yeah, so you're doing the reverse. Most people are making wrestling videos on YouTube. Exactly. You're making YouTube videos that happen to be about wrestling.
Absolutely.
And the one thing that you guys are so good at, you and Zach, who's the brains behind this.
Yeah, he's the everything. I'm the mouthpiece.
You're the beauty. That's what you are.
That's it. And I'm fine with that.
You guys make evergreen videos, and that is a huge thing on YouTube. If you're making a video that you could watch in 5 years and it's still relevant, you're not doing Survivor Series picks. No. You're not doing Royal Rumble predictions or like a Royal Rumble, like recap. You're telling stories, which is number one. The most important thing that any creator can do is tell stories.
Absolutely.
You're telling stories that are going to be relevant pretty much forever.
That's what the goal is. I told him, I didn't want to bury anybody. There's so many. If you want to see a site or a video where somebody just buries other people, there's plenty of that stuff out there. That wasn't my goal. And B, I wanted to put out content that dealt with my time, my experiences, my life. I can't speak to other people's experiences. I can only say how it affected me, and that's what we're trying to do. And I try to put that disclaimer in most every video that, listen, this is how it was for me. It might have been different for somebody else, and they're probably doing it different now. But this is what it was for me.